Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that you may not actually know that you can do in BDO. We're going to try and make this pretty damn quick, so we're going to blow through these as fast as possible, so let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, adding a crystal slot to your costumes, except for ghillie suits of course. How this is done is a little obscure, and recently I figured this out, and I've been, playing this game since 2014 on PC, so yeah, I'm kind of stupid. How you can do this is actually super simple. All you need to do is either grind Pilaku or buy Black Spirit Claw pieces off the market. They're like 22-ish million a pop, and there's currently like none on the market, so good luck with that, but it may or may not, go up eventually. My best advice is just to go down to Pilaku. I got all 3 pieces in one single hour. That may not happen to you, of course, but just if you're a fast grinder, you can easily farm these out within a couple hours. Once you obtain these though, all you gotta do is put them in a line shape in your inventory, and boom, you now have a key component to make your crystal slot in your outfit. This is pretty much the main piece you need in order to physically create a crystal slot, because whenever you do purchase an outfit from the Pearl Shop or the CM whatever, you cannot actually, put a crystal slot in naturally. You have to physically create one through the Black Spirit Claws. Now to be clear, you can't just put any crystal in this slot. You can only use craft clothes statistic crystals within these slots, which means you have to go to the central market, purchase one of the crafted clothes that are available, which it's a little rough because right now there's only crit ones, but I think most classes and people would prefer crit ones, but there are the one classes that you really just don't need them. But as I mentioned, there's like a surplus of crit crystals on the market, so it's super simple. The one class that probably does need the swiftness crystal though, or a swiftness outfit, would be Zerker, because we need movement speed, and crit we usually get that from other means, so you don't really want crystals or crit crystals if you're a Zerker, but speed for sure, which you may have to sit on some pre-orders for a few days or even a few weeks, because I definitely had to do that. But after that, once you have your desired costume, all you have to do is either buy from the Pearl Shop a tailoring coupon, which I don't recommend, or buy one off the central market, which I do recommend, which is only like, I think 90 mil, 99 mil, something like that. Honestly, you might just have one lying around, because I did from a login reward a few months back, so I mean it just was basically no cost to me other than time. But yeah, you can just buy one if you want from the Pearl Shop or your central market, whichever one. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't recommend buying one off the Pearl Shop, because you can just get one literally for in-game currency. But after you have that, you can now click on the coupon and transform your costume into a Pearl costume. Next, you're going to open the processing tab and heat the outfit, and it will produce a swift crystal or a crit crystal depending on what outfit you chose. And there you go. You pretty much have a crystal space on your gear now, and you now have a crystal that is suitable for that crystal slot, so you're pretty much good to go. As an example, just for what I did, I used this to swap my History of crystals off of my boots into red battlefield adamantines for just resistances and stuff like that for PvP, and since I didn't need the movement speed from the histories anymore, I just pretty much removed that and then put speed crystals in speed crystal in my outfit, so that way I would still reach the +5 movement speed that Zerker needs. So realistically, at the end of the day, just take a look at your build, see what would benefit the most for your class, and then just go with that. Up next, we have the Red Battlefield Daily Quest. This one is a bit of an annoying matter for lower gear score players, because, RBF is completely filled with people that have top tier gear and will stomp you into the ground pretty much every single time. However, I would still make the argument that it's worth just going through that annoying garbage, just because you get 50 ancient dust every single day. Not to mention, you also get a payout if you win. It's nothing massive, but it does accumulate after a few losses or wins. I think it's like 8 million silver for a win or something, or for your first win, or I honestly don't know how RBF works. I just go in there and kill people, to be honest. But basically, the point being is that 50 ancient dust every single day, which equates to about 10 Caphra stones at the current market value. That's like 18 million, but yeah, it's fine. Now you do this every day for a week. That's 350 ancient dust, which translates to 70 Caphras, which is 126 million silver, just for 15 minutes or 40 minutes of your time. Not to mention that if you're at least soft cap, you can actually start caffering your gear, so you may not even want to sell them. You may use the Caphras to actually put into your gear, so you can make some minor gains to actually, make this less of a hassle. Either which way, it's something that's worth doing either now or at a later time when you feel comfortable. So RBF Daily Quest, I recommend it personally. Up next, we have horse stacking. This is a super old technique, but some people still don't know how to do it or even know that it actually still exists. Essentially, you have your horse and you can bring it to a trashy grind spot that just has like the most AIDS trash loot as possible, meaning that like the weight is ridiculous, the amount that drops is ridiculous. It's kind of like, it's not great. Blood Wolves is actually a great example of this because the trash loot weighs too goddamn much and is near about worthless for the most part. And yeah, it's just not great. However, if we factor in the horse strat, this becomes less AIDS and more manageable. All you need to do is put the trash on your horse. When you have another stack of trash, you just walk back over to your horse, remove it into your inventory so that way the trash stacks up, and then you put the new stack into the horse again, and then boom, you now just have an infinite stack of trash. And you essentially just repeat this over and over and over until you're ready to leave the grind spot. Then all you gotta do is hop on your horse, remove the trash to your inventory, and ride away into the sunset with no movement penalty. As some bonus info, you can actually do this with trade items as well. As you saw in the background video, you can literally do this to transport crates as fast as possible and then take it to Valencia, trade in, pop it a boopy, good to go. Personally, I just recommend doing this in any spot really. I like to do this personally in fucking Stars Inn because Stars Inn's trash loot weighs way too goddamn much and I grind too fast. So essentially what happens is I'll use my fairies to put it into the Calpheon storage, and then I'll still have like, 8 minutes by the time my fucking trash gets filled up again. So it weighs a lot and it sucks. So just having your horse there and being able to stack trash on it, way more easier, and just honestly, it'll save you a lot of headaches. Coming up next, grind spot etiquette. This is more of a community standard rather than an in-game mechanic, but I still find it notable for newer players that may or may not know better and accidentally walk into a grind spot thinking it's okay to be there when another player is already there, and then they just get killed, decks get thrown, and then there's just a lot of drama in chat over basically a mistake or just people that just really ignorant. So I figured I'd educate you real quick on how spot defense works. One thing just to kind of note for like veteran players, this doesn't really happen at high level, or not in veteran players, excuse me, for beginner players, this doesn't really happen at high level spots because for the most part, everyone knows the deal. But for lower spots like Blood Wolves, Tashira Ruins, even Gahas, I mean, this is like, basic bitch shit. And I've seen this shit happen over like the lamest spots like Catfish Quest line. Like, it's really dumb. So just as a note, this doesn't happen at high level for the most part. If you're a high level player, you're either going to kill somebody for a spot or you're going to duel or fight or whatever. It depends on you as a person and the person that you're fighting. It really just comes down to standards of how you two want to handle things. But for lower level, it's either conform or, get farmed. So moving on, the basic explanation is if you see a man killing mobs in the spot, you have two options. You walk away or you square up. There really is no like double grind or, grinding in a party outside of, Miramok, Gyfins, Paddocks Island. So if you roll up to Blood Wolves to grind some money or whatever, you're gonna kill some mobs next to a guy and then you're just gonna die, or he's gonna like leave server, and that never happens. So just you're most likely gonna die. And keep in mind, it's nothing fucking personal, bro. It's just like, it's the rule. Like, if I'm here already and you walk up in my spot and start taking my mobs, I'm just gonna add you to the rotation. That's pretty much it. Nothing personal, just get the fuck out of my spot. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, all right? I don't even care if you're just like passing by. I flag up on just about anybody on normal servers just for existing because I'm that bored of just, some certain grind spots. And it's not even anything toxic or whatever. It's just like, I'm bored, die. That's it. And then I go back to my grind. I don't touch you anymore. You come back for doubles and seconds. Okay, cool. Now we got a party now. Here we go. At the end of the day, it is a PvP game, so death is inevitable for basically everybody. But there is like a basic standard that at least 60% of the player base follows to some degree. Not everyone follows the standards, obviously, and even I don't sometimes, as I've already mentioned, especially if I'm looking for a fight. But at least knowing that spot defense exists and there's usually some form of spot etiquette, this will save you some really unnecessary deaths and cause less issues and drama in chat or your guilds. And since reputation in this game is somewhat important, where your name will carry weight, like for example, I don't want to use my name because my name is like, it's obscure. It's like obscure and also known at the same time because I don't really talk in chat. I don't really do anything. I just kind of goof around and that's it. So like a person somebody else that's more known, but I can't think of anybody that I'm willing to name drop that's good, so forget it. Never mind. Point being is that reputation is important, so keeping a nice name is a good idea for the future. Last on our list, we got finding Ackman and Histria portals easily. So while there's no way to physically tell what portal you are going to get into or what room or whatever fucking just realm you're gonna get into, it's obviously going to be Histria or Ackman, but there's no way to tell which one it's going to be. There is at least a way to find a portal to one of those two places 100% of the time. If you head out to Sandgrain Bazaar, you pretty much walk out into the desert, turn left, and look at the big giant sand dune, and boom, just walk towards that, stand on top of it, and there is going to be most likely a portal sitting there, and if not, you're going to stand on said sand dune and just swap servers while standing there and just keep swapping until you find a portal. You will eventually find one and it will lead you to one of the two places, and this is like the annoying part is that if you end up in Histria and you can't grind Histria, you're obviously going to have to leave and rinse repeat the process. This definitely was a super annoying problem that I was having when I was lower AP because I could only grind Ackman, and then, you know, I'd get into Histria and I'd be like, oh fuck, I gotta go do this all over again. So it's not foolproof and it's not obviously like the best thing ever, but like this is the easiest way to get into a portal. Once you're geared, usually you can kind of take whatever portal you get. Like nowadays, if I find a portal, I just walk into it, and if it's Histria, it's Histria. If it's Ackman, it's Ackman. I grind either because I have the AP and TP to actually do these spots now and make good money. So yeah, this is a pretty good way to find some portals, so hopefully that helps you out for those of you looking for Ackman or Histria. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and goddamn, this shit went on way longer than necessary, but I apologize, but that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.